I'm filming this, and even now, I would, if you hadn't have pointed that out, I wouldn't have noticed that you were using your pinky there.
Sometimes, recently also in the song of my new album, I use this technique, especially when I want to play with a very low dynamic, very low volumes. For instance, I am at 1 now.
Yeah.
This is 0. Very just a tiny little bit of volume. I can have.
Yeah.
Okay, like more gentle touch, or more. Okay, a different idea that the technique is the function of the technique in this case finding a tone, a sound, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's beautiful. It's that has that Pink Floyd sound almost.
Really?
It's like, it's like beautiful, soulful sound.
I can play, for instance, like, I want a different dynamic on the tapping, you know. Typical tapping is okay, full gain, you know, like super cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I said okay, I want to try to use tapping also with a distortion, but with a different color dynamic, you know. Then I always use high gain, you know.
Yeah.
Or I can go like that. Or more quiet also.
That's beautiful. That one looks like you have one hand on one string and another hand on the other. Like you're not even on the same string.
For instance, often starting from harmonies. Let's do a little example. For instance, I have this chord. It can be a funky chord, it can be a jazz chord, it can be a classical romantic chord, it can be a lot of things. We can find this chord, a lot of things. Okay, what is then? I got to play the notes in one strings. I got to play the important note of this chord. It's an A13, okay. I can put this note in different strings, starting from one strings.
Right.
I can use a vanilla approach, like a. Then I can stand using a couple of fingers, starting with 2 fingers of the right hand, like a.
So the highest 2 notes there are you're using your index finger to tap and then also your third finger to tap.
Yeah, depends. You can use different patterns, like with the left hand. It depends with the notes you want to play from. Represent the harmony in this case. I always try to represent the harmonies. You can play the 5th, the 13, the 9 on the top. I can change the harmony. B flat 13, okay, I play the root, the 9, the 13 here. Okay. Then I change chord. Now I'm trying to use very low volume, you know, because I want to work more with the dynamic. Sometimes, like we said earlier, I can use my pinky for having the attack of the highest note, especially in the higher register. If you have if the action is not very low, it can be difficult to hammer and have a decent tone.
Right.
For instance, I don't like this tone, listen. It's too harsh, it's too heavy. Then I developed this idea to
Yeah.
control that
You're plucking it with your pinky.
exactly. For the first note, I plug the first note and then I can use other finger of my right hand if I want. Okay. Then I always start from some harmony, and I want to represent melodically some colors of some chord.
Yes.
And this typical project is the same things you can see. A minor triad, F major triad, the first inversion, you know, the same approach. You can only need to find the sound you want. Then I suggest to try both with high gain, but also with different volume on the guitar.
Right.
I try to find some decent tone for find different solution.
And now show me how you do some where you're going across multiple strings in doing harmonies that way with tapping.
Okay, it is when you use especially more than one finger on the right hand, it's important, I think, to put focus when you move across the strings, because it's very easy to have this kind of effect. It's important to find the right balance between legato and the staccato when we move across the strings, I think. For instance, let me see. For instance, I'm moving from the A strings to the G strings. This is the delicate movement.
Right.
Staccato is not. It needs to sound legato, okay? But not the two notes ringing. I don't want this.
Right.
I want. For instance, I have this kind of exercise often, like working
Right.
back and forth between the two strings. In this case, the A and the G. Important to develop a good tapping also in the left hand, because if we are not playing with the pick, also the left hand needs to hammer. Like Greg, I would say hammering from nowhere. Okay,
Right.
then I was playing an A major triad here. Sorry, B flat major triad, and hammering with the second finger, and then skipping, move to the A string, hammering from nowhere with the first finger. This movement is very important to me. Need to be legato, like we said, but without noise.
That's just the left hand, folks.
Yes, just only the left hand. Important to develop the singular hands. The left hand is very important. I think more important than the right. Pull off, hammering, hammer, hammer on the A string. Pull off. This pattern can bring in all the couple of set of strings on the guitar. Can bring down, starting on the A strings, down on the D string, on the G string, on the B string.
Right. That's beautiful.
Try with different volumes. Super, the minimum volume I can. And need to be consistent with every volume, and then this way we can develop, I think, a good consistency in our left hand about the legato. And I don't like to have an action too easy.
Yeah.
I was starting with this pattern, 3 note on the left hand, adding 1 finger of the right hand, 2, 3 finger, how many you want. For instance, 1 finger, I'm adding a diatonic extension to 7. You can add wherever you want. 6, 7, 9. I like at least to use 2 notes per hand.
Okay.
For the sounds, I mean. I
Right.
like this. For instance, now I'm adding 2 notes in the A string. 4th finger, 3rd finger. And I can work with this little pattern like that. It's important, need to sound also without the volume of the amplifier. Like,
Right.
it's not the amplifier. It's called amplifier because make an amplification of what we are playing. But if from the guitar, from our finger,
Right.
the sound is not come out, you know,
Yes.
doesn't work. Then also with no amplification, needs to sound, okay? Okay, then we can work with this kind of string skip in this case,
Right.
from A string to G string, working with this hammering from nowhere, right?
Right. So you got your that you're tapping the A string with your tapping hand, and then with your first finger of your fretting hand, you're tapping the G string.
Yeah. It's
Back and
important. The release of the right hand is very important. I can't play like that.
Yeah, you don't want that overlap.
Exactly, I don't want overlap. Then staccato on the right hand is important. These kind of things. And the fret strap can help a lot, especially when we move across quickly between all the 6 string.
The fret strap. Used to be scrunchies, folks. Now it's fret straps. Where do you get that one? Is that a particular brand you use?
This is a Groove Gear. I used for 15 years. I used a normal hair band
Right.
in the tradition of Dave Celentano, Jennifer Butt. I think in the very beginning he was using, and also a lot of other guys. Then more recently they started to create this professional.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it was very related to my old kind of high band. I didn't want to change, but when I started to use this,
That's good. Yeah. You could.
they works pretty well.
Velcro, right?
Yeah.
Velcro, man, can't mess with Velcro. It's just too good.
Exactly.
Adjust the tension.
I mean, if you are working a couple of strings, you need to be able to play without.
Yeah.
I make an example.
Yeah, you can always slide it back.
Okay.
This is without the hairband.
Exactly. But if I started to move in all the 6 strings quickly, like it can help, you know, especially when you are moving across. But for back to the original exercise, jumping with this string skipping across the also things like that.
You know, it's such a cool technique, but what I really love about it is it's just such a beautiful harmony coming through, the notes that are coming through.
Cool, yes, I started to be interested in tapping for the timbre also, because I like the sound of having all this legato all the time, you know. But also especially because I was able to express harmonies easily, using arpeggios, for instance, you know.
Yeah.
I have, let's take For instance, you know, want to express an harmony, a major chord with an additional tones. The second in this case. Tapping is very easy. Or a major 9 chord. Always starting from chord. I have okay.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Thank you.